Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this July the 15th, 2023. Alrighty, I hope everybody's having a great Saturday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Saturday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Subtropical Storm Dawn, which still churns in the Atlantic Ocean out there and remains a fish storm over the Central Atlantic, North Central Atlantic that is. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation, take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location, take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, Sunday, and Monday. And we're going to take a look at the Columbia, South Carolina radar from Columbia, South Carolina. So I hope everybody sticks around, and that way you get a chance to see the Columbia, South Carolina weather radar because it is active with showers and thunderstorms across the Midlands of South Carolina. Okay, so I hope everybody is enjoying the rain. I know I am. I'm glad to see it. Okay, alrighty. Well, if you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, as you can see, we got Subtropical Storm Dawn on the picture here. We got the center of rotation is currently about here. It's kind of getting a little bit of wind shear apart a little bit. As you can see, the activity is to the northwest side, also to the south and southeast side of the storm. As dry air looks like it's trying to punch into the center of the storm. So it's really a poorly organized system at this time, so it's not going to gain too much strength because, like I said, cooler waters to the north, and the water right about where it is now is kind of just a cyclone. Alright, let's take a look at the forecast cone. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. Alright, let's take a look at the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. The winds are to the northeast and northeast side of the storm. It's going to continue to the north, then turn back to the east, then back to the south, and then back to the southwest. So will it come back this way toward Bermuda, the U.S., or will it just make another loop and go back out to sea? Something we'll keep an eye on and see what happens. Okay, currently this system was located near latitude 36.5 north, longitude 48.8 west. Movement was to the northwest at 9 miles per hour, and the maximum sustained winds were near 45 miles per hour. Still keeps it at a tropical storm status, winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour. Okay, now let's take a look at the National Hurricane Center models, what they go by here. This is the spaghetti models, that is. Current system currently right here. It takes it off to the northwest, to the north, then to the east, then it takes it back down to the south. Some wants to turn it back this way, some just wants to keep it going back like this. So something we're going to have to keep on and just to see what happens to this system. Alright, now let's take a look at the intensity guidance for this storm. You can see it keeps it kind of weak through the next 108 hours. Some of them wants to weaken it down to a tropical depression. Half of them wants to weaken it down, keeps it to a minimum tropical storm. But then after 108 hours, from 108 hours to about 168 hours, it becomes a little more stronger of a storm, and some still keeps it as a weaker storm. So Okay, here we go. Got more on the south side, got a few scattered showers there. Also down toward the Florida Keys, got a few scattered showers around you guys as well. Into the Gulf of Mexico, got scattered showers over here in Georgia and in South Carolina. Also in the northern portions of Georgia. We got more widespread showers and storms just in southern Canada and in northern Michigan over here toward the Toronto area of Canada. Also back down towards southern Michigan, all the way down into Kentucky and portions of northern Alabama. Got more scattered activity over portions of Mississippi, back into Arkansas, also in the eastern Texas, eastern Oklahoma. More widespread showers over portions of north Texas. Also scattered activity over portions of Colorado and also in the western portions of Nebraska and also Oklahoma. Down in northern Mexico and western Texas, and also some scattered activity over southern New Mexico and southern Arizona. Also, we got some scattered activity also up here in portions of southern Canada as well. Alright, Hawaii and Chain Island, got some scattered showers for you guys as well from southern, central, and south. And also over toward Guam, got a few scattered showers around the island there as well. Watches, warning, and advisory time. Let's take a look at that real quick. Alrighty, here we go. See to the north that wildfire smoke is gradually starting to work its way back into the United States. I would not be surprised to see the air quality alerts start coming down in North and South Dakota as well and move toward the northeastern United States once again. How far south will that smoke travel? Right now we cannot know, not yet, but the air quality alerts may have to be dropped a little further to the south and east later on in the forecast period. So just want to mention that and let everybody know that as well. Alright, we're going to start off with the flood watches up here from Maine all the way down into portions of New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania area and Maryland vicinity. Also we have some ongoing flood advisories there as well in that region. Heat advisories over portions of southern Florida, also much of Alabama, much of Mississippi, southern Arkansas, southeast Oklahoma, all of Louisiana, and central and eastern Texas, southeast Texas, southwest Texas, southern portions and central portion of New Mexico, northeastern Arizona, much of Utah, much of Nevada, much of Idaho, much of Oregon State, and also some right over central and eastern portion of Washington State as well. Also over northern California and along the mountain chain there of California as well. Excessive heat warnings also in effect for Texas, also for central and southern Texas, that is. Western and southern Arizona, much of California, much of Nevada, and northwestern portions of Utah, and a little bit over here in portions of Oregon and Washington State. Alright, flood watch is also in effect for portions of Alabama and the Panhandle of Florida. Also got some river flood warnings also in effect for Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, South Dakota, and portions of Nevada as well. Flood advisories in portions of Oklahoma, Kentucky, and also in the portion of Indiana. And all these air quality alerts for much of Michigan, all of Indiana, all of Illinois, all of Wisconsin, northern Michigan, also over here in Minnesota, north and eastern portions of Nebraska, northern portion of Colorado, northeastern and eastern portion of Wyoming, and much of Wyoming as well. We got let's see, what is that called? Oh, dense smoke advisory for portions of northeastern portions of Montana. Alrighty, now that takes care of the United States. We got in the southwest Alaska, got some special weather statement for you guys. Central and south portion of Hawaii. I don't know why I call it Oklahoma, but it's supposed to be Hawaii. Central south of Hawaii, got some gale warnings. North side looks a-okay. Alright, Storm Prediction Center time. Alright, here's the day outlook for today. Extending from Maine to Florida, got general thunderstorms all the way back to Texas, all the way back to Arizona, New Mexico, all the way up to Montana, Minnesota, over to Michigan. Marginal risk from New York State down in upstate South Carolina, northern Georgia, back to Ohio as well. Also from Texas all the way to Colorado, we got slight risk over the Panhandle of Texas, also into eastern portions of New Mexico. All right. If you live in Amarillo, Texas, Clovis, New Mexico, Plainview, Texas, Hereford, Texas, and Cayman, Texas, slight risk for severe weather this afternoon. Dallas, Texas, Detroit, Michigan, Columbus, Ohio, Fort Worth, Texas, and Baltimore, Maryland. You're under a marginal risk for severe weather this afternoon. Tornado probability for today, 2% over in Texas and New Mexico, also up here in New York State, and also into Pennsylvania. If you live in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, New York, Rochester, New York, Amarillo, Texas, and Syracuse, New York, you're under a 2% risk for a tornado. All right. Now let's take a look at the wind probability. We have 5% in the brown. This is extended from New York State, South Carolina, Georgia, Texas to Colorado. 15% in the significant severe weather for damaging winds over Texas and New Mexico. Alright, this includes Clovis, New Mexico, Hereford, Texas, Porteo, New Mexico, Tacoma, New Mexico. Severe weather, damaging winds over 70 miles per hour. Amarillo, Texas, Clovis, New Mexico, Plainview, Texas, Hereford, Texas, Canyon, Texas. 15% risk for damaging winds. And if you live in Dallas, Texas, Detroit, Michigan, Columbus, Ohio, Fort Worth, Texas, Baltimore, Maryland, 5% risk for damaging winds over 60 miles per hour. Hail probability, same areas, 5% from New York to the Carolinas and Georgia, Texas, also into Colorado, 15% in the same vicinity. Currently, there is no major population area in the risk area for significant hail, just countryside. But if you live in that area, you need to be on the lookout for large hail. All right, if you live in Clovis, New Mexico, Hereford, Texas, Cayman, Texas, Porteo, New Mexico, and Roten, New Mexico, 15%. Also in Detroit, Michigan, to all the way to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, you're under a 5% risk for large hail. All right, let's move on to day number 2. All right, we got general thunderstorm from Maine to Florida Keys to the Florida area to Louisiana, back to New Mexico and Arizona, all the way up to Minnesota. Marginal risk extended from Kansas, Nebraska, all the way over to Illinois. Also again from Virginia, all the way to New York State, and also into New Hampshire and Vermont areas. And if you live in New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Kansas City, Missouri, marginal risk for severe weather on your Sunday. Tornado probabilities, less than 2% all areas. Winds, 5% in the brown. This is the same area from New York, all the way to Kansas City, Missouri, including Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And let's take a look at the hail probability, 5% in the brown. This includes the same area from New York to Kansas City, Missouri, including Baltimore, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. vicinity. All right, let's take a look at day 3. All right, general thunderstorm from Maine to the Florida Keys, to Texas, all the way to New Mexico and Arizona, all the way up to Montana, south to North Dakota, portion of Wisconsin and Michigan vicinity. Marginal risk extended from Missouri all the way to south to North Dakota. All right, if you live in Kansas City, Missouri, all the way to Kansas City, Kansas, this includes the areas of Omaha, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Overland Park, Kansas. Marginal risk for severe weather on your Monday. Same areas, 5%. Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas. All right, including Omaha, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, Overland Park, Kansas, and surrounding areas. All right, and finally, we're about to wrap it up with the Columbia, South Carolina weather radar here. This is the current radar picture across the South Carolina. As you can see, we got showers and storms blowing up across much of the middle of the South Carolina. Expect this to continue through the afternoon. Expect off and on showers and storms through the day. We got a line of showers and storms that will move through later this evening and overnight tonight. will may bring some heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds, and maybe some small hail later on tonight as well. All right, but if you see the showers and storm, we got some around Myrtle Beach, over toward Sherrall, South Carolina, toward Lancaster, toward Camden, South Carolina, to Columbia, South Carolina. Scattered activity up in the upstate from Spartanburg to Greenville, over toward Newberry, back toward the Aiken, Augusta area, also down toward Statesboro, and also up toward Asheville, North Carolina, a little bit up around the Hickory, North Carolina area as well, just northwest of you guys. Charlotte, you'll be getting in on some shower and thunderstorm activity in the next little while as well. Waynesboro, you guys too. Albemarle, Lexington, North Carolina, you will also. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, and we'll catch you back in the next video. Have a great Saturday.